Good morning students. I hope everyone fine and safe. In the last session we saw about three organ system in our body. First one is digestive system, second one is respiratory system, third one is circulatory system. Today we are going to discuss about the fourth organ system in our body, that is excretory system. Excretory system removes the waste products from the body. It also regulates water and electrolyte balance. What is the meaning of electrolyte balance? It means an equilibrium between the amounts of electrolytes that is essential for normal health and functioning. That is calcium, sodium and potassium. This is the meaning of electrolyte balance. So in our body having some excretory organs. They are kidneys, lungs, liver and skin. Together function as excretory organs. Excretory system consists of the following. They are kidneys, ureters and urinary bladder. Let us see one by one briefly. First we are going to see about kidneys. Kidneys filter the blood to remove waste and produce urine. The kidneys are a pair of dark red bean-shaped organs placed behind the abdomen on either side of the vertebral column. Abdomen means under the stomach. The average adult kidney measure about 12 cm in length, 6 cm in width and 3 cm in thickness. Right kidney is slightly lower than the left kidney. Each kidney is covered by a fibrous membrane. Each kidney is covered by a fibrous membrane called capsule. The kidneys are made up of millions of excretory units called nephrons. The kidneys are made up of millions of excretory units. It's called nephrons, which are the structural and functional units of the kidneys. So nephron is the functional units of the kidneys. Next we are going to see about ureters. Two ureters connect the kidneys with the urinary bladder. So ureter is a tube-like structure. It connects the two kidneys with the help of urinary bladder. Urine formed from each kidney reaches urinary bladder through ureters. Urine formed from each kidney reaches urinary bladder through ureters. Next we are going to see about urinary bladder. It is a sac-like in shape and acts as a temporary storage organ of urine. What is the meaning of sac? It is an enclosed space that is a sac-like shape and acts as a temporary storage organ of urine. Urine entering the urinary bladder from the ureters slowly fill the hollow space inside the bladder. Urine is expelled from the body through the urethra. So we are going to see about this all the parts in the diagram. This is our kidney diagram. This is right side kidney and this is a left side kidney. So right side is slightly lower than the left side kidney. This tube-like structure is called the ureter. Then this is the urinary bladder. This is urethra. This pass only remove the urine from the kidney. This is two types of bean-shaped and red organ kidney part. This is our urinary bladder, kidney. This is our kidney diagram. This is our excretory system also. More to know, every minute kidneys receive approximately 1.250 liter of blood. So every minute kidneys receive, that means every minute means each 1 minute kidney receive approximately 1.250 liter of blood. From that blood only remove the waste like a urine. It is a very important thing. Next, we are going to see about our fifth organ system, that is nervous system. Nervous system is an integration of nerves and specialized cell called neurons. So it is a nephrons, that is a functional unit of excretory system is nephron. Here the specialized cells are called neurons. Okay. So the human nervous system is divided into two parts. One is a central nervous system. Shortly we say CNS. And second one is the peripheral nervous system. Shortly we have to say PNS. Let us see one by one briefly. First we are going to see about central nervous system, CNS. Central nervous system consists of the brain and the spinal cord and the nerves. It consists of the two parts, that is brain and spinal cord. Let us see one by one briefly now. First we are going to see about our brain, human brain. Human brain, what are the purpose we are using our human brain? So whatever thing, that is think, read, write and everything, every thought we have to start from the brain only. So we use our brain to think, read and write. The brain is covered by membrane called meninges. That is meninges. The brain is covered by three membrane called meninges. The three meninges, they are, what are the three meninges? That is, they are dura mater. That is dura mater. That is dura mater, arachnoid membrane and pia mater. Let us see one by one. What are the three meninges? Dura mater, arachnoid membrane and pia mater. Dura mater means the outermost of the three meninges. This is the outermost part of the three meninges. Then arachnoid membrane, it is the middle part of the meninges. And pia mater is, this is the highest vascular, that is innermost of the three meninges. The brain is kept in a bony cache called cranium or skull. Do you know about the skull now? Yes, that is skull. The brain is kept inside the skull. That time our skull is protect our brain. It is made up of 8 immovable bones. It is made up of 8 immovable bones. The brain is made up of millions of functional units called neurons. Already I told, the brain is made up of millions of functional units called neurons. So human brain is divided into 3 major parts. One is forebrain. So other name of forebrain is cerebrum. Second one is midbrain. The other name of midbrain is cerebellum. Then third one is hindbrain. This is the other name of hindbrain is medulla oblongata. Already you heard this word, I think, isn't it? So 3 parts of the brain. One is forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Let us see one by one. First we are going to see about forebrain, cerebrum. So it is consist of cerebrum, thalamus and hypothalamus. It is consist of 3 parts. What are they? That is thalamus and hypothalamus and cerebrum. So it is the largest part of the brain. So forebrain is the largest part of the brain. It is the center of human memory. It is the main center of the human memory. And also it is responsible for intelligence, imagination and reasoning. Everything happening in our forebrain only. So next we are going to see about our midbrain. So midbrain, it is lies behind the cerebrum, just behind the forebrain. Then it coordinates the movements of the muscles of the body. It coordinates the movements of the muscles of the body. It helps to maintain the balance of the body. At the same time, here, that means midbrain only maintain the balance of the body. It helps to maintain the balance of the body. Next, we are going to see about our third hindbrain, that is medulla oblongata. So, I think this word you have to hear in one cinema, isn't it? Then, the hindbrain comprises of bones and medulla oblongata. It is also called the brain stem. The hindbrain is called the brain stem. It is also called the vital knot because the controls breathing, heartbeat and other involuntary muscles. Why this hindbrain is called the vital knot means because it controls the breathing, heartbeat and other involuntary muscles. Then it connects the brain to the spinal cord. The hindbrain only connects the brain to the spinal cord. Next, we are going to see about spinal cord. It is a tube-like structure. Spinal cord is along a tube-like structure which extends from the brain. Because the hindbrain only, that means third part of the hindbrain only connect the spinal cord to the brain. So only it is a tube-like structure which extends from the brain. It lies within the backbone of our body. It lies within the backbone. We know our backbone, no, isn't it? So it is the backbone of our body. This is our spinal cord. Listen children, this is our nervous system. Two types of nervous system having no central nervous system, peripheral nervous system. This part is the central nervous system. This part is our central nervous system and this part is our peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system have the three divided into two parts. One is brain, another one is spinal cord. Up to spinal cord, this part is the central nervous system. The brain is divided into three parts. One is the forebrain, cerebellum, midbrain, cerebellum, and last one is a hindbrain that is connected to the spine. That only tube-like structure. It is connect the brain to the spinal cord. So this is the spinal cord part. This is the brain stem. It is very important because the brain stem only connect the spinal cord to the brain. The next we are going to see about the peripheral nervous system. This is the peripheral nervous system. This is our human brain. Listen children, human brain structure. So this is cerebellum, forebrain, and this is thalamus, and this is hypothalamus, and this is cerebellum, midbrain. The other name of cerebellum is a midbrain, and this is pond-like structure, and this is medulla oblongata. The bones and medulla oblongata together is called brainstem because the brainstem only connect the brain to the spinal cord. This is our spinal cord. Did you understand the brain? So I will repeat once again. Brain only divided into two parts. One is the cerebellum and cerebellum, and other name is, third one is the hindbrain, that is medulla oblongata. So this is thalamus and hypothalamus, and the pons and medulla oblongata together is called the brainstem. The brainstem only connect the spinal cord to the brain. This is the spinal cord part. So overall this is our human brain. This like way only it is working. Next we are going to see about peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system consists of nerves extending from the spinal cord to all parts of the body. It is made up of two parts. One is somatic nervous system, another one is the autonomous nervous system. So autonomous means self. So somatic nervous system means it carries the sensation from the organs to the brain and take messages from the brain to the organs for movements. The somatic nervous system only carries the sensation from the organs to the brain, at the same time take the messages from the brain to the organs for movements. The next, autonomous system. See, it controls the nervous system and controls the nerves of the inner organs of the body. So what is the main use of autonomous system means? So it only control our total nerve system, top to bottom. All the nervous system is controlled by autonomous nervous system, and it controls the nerves of the inner organs of the body. So inner organ means heart, brain, then other main, all the inner organs. All the inner organs of the nerves only controlled by the autonomous nervous system. This is our peripheral nervous system. So I will repeat once again. Peripheral nervous system consists of two parts: somatic nervous system, autonomous nervous system. The somatic nervous system carries the sensation from the organs to the brain. At the same time, take the message from the brain and issue the organs for movements. Then autonomous movements controls the nervous system and controls the nerves of the inner organs of the body. So human brain is a very important thing. With the help of the brain only we can able to think, read and write, speak, everything, isn't it? We want to more about human brain. So our human brain average weight is 1.300 kilogram. So our human brain average weight is 1.300 kilogram. So needs a continuous supply of oxygen for better functioning. So our human brain needs a continuous supply of oxygen for better functioning. So a human brain loses the ability to function when it does not get oxygen for more than 4 minutes. So when does not get oxygen for more than 4 minutes, that time loses the ability to function. At the same time, so our human brain need enough sleep and healthy food increase the efficiency of our human brain. Otherwise, our human brain does not function properly. These are all the things we want to know about our human brain. Okay children, next come to our end of the session. This is assignment. 2 questions I gave to you. So explain 3 major parts of the human brain. Then second question, draw and label the human brain. This is your assignment question. Thank you.